So Bitcoin is sitting at 43,800, and as you can see, it is crazily trying to come back up. It did drop towards 43,200, and it has started moving up, but that hasn't changed the fact that it lost its support of $44,000, which I had given you yesterday and the day before yesterday as the support. Bitcoin needs to hold $44,000 as its support if it wants to continue with this rally towards up, and if it wants to stay bullish. If that is not happening, then the overall case scenario for Bitcoin, it changes, and of course it can come back up and it can do fake outs, but it really needs to hold and start living above $44,000 to declare that it wants to rally towards $50,000. If that is not happening, then what we will see is that weekend is coming. I have already shown you yesterday. Not everyone would have seen it. It's on TikTok. I posted a picture where I showed the volume was dropping. It dropped from 140 billion to 100 billion, and then it went down to 98 or something. So that was the first indication that a dump is coming, and it did, which was quite obvious. But I mean, anyway. And then apart from that, once the 44 is gone, then we will be testing $40,000, which has been tested once and it has been failed, which means that it pumped again. It couldn't break. Then we will test it again whether this thing holds or not. If it breaks, we will be back to the square one of 35,200. And unfortunately, now there is no bullish news out there. Even the Fed interest rate was increased, I think from 3.1 to 3.4. So even that was a bad news, but we already had so much bullish news. No one bothered looking at that. So now, as there is no savior coming to save, and the biggest news has happened, and we have seen the biggest reaction. This was the biggest reaction. Now what we will see is that we will see market acting accordingly. And even Grayscale, the biggest ETF guy. So when you look at the ranking of ETF, those who have invested, number one is Grayscale, BlackRock is number 6, and it's 11 people out there. Grayscale has moved their Bitcoins to exchange Coinbase, and if you are holding it, why would you move it unless if they're taking a long position? For it to go to $50,000, that might be one of the case scenarios, but the other case scenario is pretty obvious. Either they are shorting or they are selling. Anyway, you will see some action in the market. Keep your eyes peeled. Institutions and their game has started. Something that you wanted. Welcome to that. Now institutions will be playing big because you are giving them big amount of funds through ETF. So now when the market dumps, they will have a bigger power, and you can track everything on internet. I don't need to show you the Grayscale movement or anything. Just be on the lookout. Weekend is generally bad because there is no volume. So that's dry spell. So the volume going down, and then that adding as fire to the overall bad case scenario. Okay, it has actually dropped even worse. So you can see it went to $88 billion from this $140 billion. This is the volume. So anyway, be on the lookout, be safe, don't take mad decisions. And I've already told you that it's good to wait 48 hours after the news. So I hope you listened.